You can go to your mama.
Julie texted me or emailed me and said she was missing me. Okay, that's all good. Okay, thank you.
Doing
Wet on your lapel here. Hang on.
just like that all.
Doing all right this year. Good to see you. Glad to see you up and about and moving around. Yes, sir.
I'll try to go. I'm not gonna be bothered by that.
Okay. Does she need to come over here?
No, she can have a meeting. Yeah, that's my role.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just, when she's ready, I'll just have
That's
it.
the talking.
I'll just have it.
Chair. Hey, that's not a rule.
Yeah, I can.
It's not a rule.
I can bring a chair, yeah.
How you doing?
My guitar.
All right, how you doing? Congratulations, I hadn't seen you.
All right.
Good, thank you, sir. Hey, baby. How you doing?
We're getting ready. You get to get over there and get to sit with him and Malcolm now. You get to be the ones that come in here. And Tom, you trust me?
I don't come anymore.
Oh, man, I ain't got this thing.
You-
I didn't know you was coming.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you had.
Sweet thing. Yeah, yeah.
Sir, doing well. We did. Sammy, 15. And they're growing. But 10, no, Bryson. Bryson's 10-year-old. Yeah, that's why I got 8 more years. Yes, sir.
How you doing, my friend?
I'm good. Let me shake your hand. Give you a hug. And wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll keep in touch. I'll be leaving out where we need it, so I wasn't sure I'd get a chance to see you again.
No,
keep
friendship
in,
ain't
keep
going
in,
nowhere.
keep in touch. That's exactly right. And, you're looking fit and well. You feeling good?
Feeling okay. Good. Feeling all right. Good. Coming through. This is good.
But wait up.
Yeah, always got to put your foot forward, best foot forward, you know. Then I go home and cry. Thanks, take care.
That was a missed out.
Oh, yeah.
Shannon, that's your gift from Donna.
What do I owe you for it? Are you sure? Are you so
I will. You got one, you got a variety. You got sweet and hot, so you tell it which one you like the best.
I am so excited about this. This is what you get when you beg.
Crowd.
Wow, there's a lot of people here tonight. How's your husband?
They smell good.
Replacement surgery last week.
Three roses. Red for Sloan's wife and Larry's wife, and then the newcomer for Teresa. Awesome. It's an old Cav tradition. Red means we love you when you're going away, and yellow means friendship when you're coming in.
It makes your eyes see. I know what it is.
Is the judge here? We good on video? YouTube? Steve, are we good on video? We ready? I will call to order the monthly town council meeting in Blythewood. Today is Monday, November 22nd, 2021. The time is now 7 p.m. I'll ask our town clerk, Ms. Melissa Cowan, to conduct roll call, please. I'm here.
Councilman Eddie Bowman,
Present.
Councilman Griffin,
Here.
Councilman Donald Brock,
Here.
Councilman Sloan Griffin.
Here. Okay, thank you, ma'am. And Ms. Cowan, was the notification and posting of tonight's meeting agenda completed in accordance with state law?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Gentlemen, before you tonight is the agenda. Any additions, deletions, or changes, and then I'll be looking to a motion
Mr. Mayor.
seat, please. Mr. Brock?
Thank you, sir. I would propose that we postpone action item B, discussion and approval of the 5-year update to the employee handbook to the January 2022 meeting. That would give us more time to read the current version submitted to us by the town administrator and also give Mr. McKendrick a little more time to cut his teeth.
Concur. Do I have a second?
Second.
Is that all the changes we want tonight? Or do we want to do them one by one? It's been properly motioned and seconded to change and postpone that to a future meeting. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it for that change. Any other changes? Okay, hearing none. Thank you. I'll be.
Motion to approve is amended.
Second.
Thank you, sir. It's been probably motion and seconded to approve as previously amended. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The agenda is approved. Thank you, gentlemen. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in the Pledge of Allegiance and tonight's invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please join me in prayer. Lord God, we ask your blessing tonight on this meeting of the citizens of Blythewood. We ask your divine wisdom on those of us elected to office. And we ask for the candid input of our citizens who live here and love this small town of Blythewood. Lord, we ask that you be with our first responders and our veterans that are on watch tonight as we conduct our business as a democracy here in the state of South Carolina. We ask that you provide traveling mercies for those of us coming and going tonight and be with our families and friends who could not be here. We ask all these things in your Son's name, our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Amen. Thank you. Please be seated. We'll begin tonight with council members' remarks. I'll start with Council Member Brock, please.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Good evening, everyone in attendance and those streaming this video online. First and foremost, I would like to extend a congratulations to Councilman Sloan Griffin and Councilman-elect Rich McKendrick. Can't even read my own notes. A couple of updates that several people have probably noticed around the park and around town. The irrigation inside in front of the DOCO building is coming along quite nicely. Looks very nice. Thank you, Mr. Williamson. Job well done, sir. There's a new split rail fence in front of the farmer's market. Was installed as part of an Eagle Scout project by Colby Lynn. Thank you to him if he is here or watching online. We appreciate that. I'm sure quite a few people have noticed Christmas lights are popping up all over town. Town Hall looks wonderful. Job well done by the staff, Ms. Julie, Ms. Moody, and your staff. A vision set forth by former Town Administrator Brian Cook and a great use of ATAX funds. And also a heartfelt, not really goodbye, but more of a see you later to Councilman Larry Griffin. You will be missed. It's been my pleasure serving with you the last 2 years, and I have your phone number, and I will call you. So you take care, and we'll see you soon. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mayor Pro Tem Eddie Ballman.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'll be brief. I do want to echo what Councilman Brock said. Congratulations to Sloan and Rich, and look forward to Rich serving on this council for the next 4 years. And to just a fond farewell to our senior Griffin, Mr. Larry. You've been a wise voice on this council for a long time. Going to miss you. We know where you live. We know where you're around the corner, so we won't be strangers. But just know that your friendship's meant a lot to us on this council and your leadership. So thank you so much. And everybody, welcome. Hope you all have a nice Thanksgiving, safe Thanksgiving with your family and your friends and loved ones. So, and that'll take it from me, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Sloan Griffin.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, everyone, for joining tonight. Special thanks for supporting me for re-election. Very heartfelt. I enjoyed the campaign and meeting more new people in Blythewood as Blythewood continues to grow. So I want to send a special thank you out to everyone for that. Thank you for my family joining this evening also. Good to see them out and about. And my little one that will be roaming around here from time to time until the swearing in is over. But thank you guys for coming out. Councilman Griffin Sr.
The elder Griffin.
Yes,
Councilman Larry Griffin.
Thank you.
Sir.
Thank you for being that sounding ear and that reasonable voice when I need it, and for answering the phone when I call you all times of the day and night with questions. It's hard making a transition to this type of setup in such a speedy fashion, but when you have good folks like my senior here and my colleagues here on council makes it so much easier. I don't know where you stay. No, but I wish you much success, and don't forget who I am when you pass me in the streets, although you're retired. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir. Councilman Larry Griffin.
Well, Mr. Mayor, thank you. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. I know it just feels good that all y'all come to see me go. So, but I thank all of you for coming out tonight, and those of you who are watching on the internet. This is my final presentation as town council. I've enjoyed the years that I spent with both administrations, both Mayor Ross and Mayor Franklin, and the council members that I've had. But most of all, I want to thank all the constituents of the town of Blythewood for supporting me and supporting the councils in order that we may do what we consider a great job for the town of Blythewood. Mr. Mayor, Council, we already know that we got a long ways to go, and bittersweet leaving, but as I told you before, right down the road, everybody got my number. If you need to talk to me or ask me, want me to do something, you got the phone and give me a call. Rich, boy, you know you're stepping in some big shoes now. So I'll be looking out. I'll be looking out. And my brother Sloan Jr., congratulations again on your election. That being said,
You gonna leave me hanging, man?
with that being said, Mr. Mayor, back to you.
Thank you, sir. I will just conclude tonight's remarks here by, if you didn't have an opportunity to attend the Veterans Day event here in the park, I encourage you, please put it on your calendar for next year. It was a wonderful event put on by the Blythewood Historical Society and Museum, the Quilt of Honor Board, and all veterans in the area. It's just getting bigger and bigger every year, more and more events, and it's just an awesome opportunity to come and see veterans here in Blythewood. Also, be reminded about the Bethlehem Berry Elementary alumni visits that are scheduled between now and the end of January. An opportunity for those of us who went to school in those very halls back in the, well, let's just say years ago. And you get an opportunity to go through one more time and reminisce about the days of being educated here in Richland School District 2, and before they tear that old school down, which will be sad. Hopefully you've noticed the Christmas lights, years in the making. We've talked about this well under Mayor Bailey's administration and then Mayor Ross's, and it's just getting bigger and better, only because citizens like you voice your desire to see those. And that's what we spend some of our hospitality tax money on, so that visitors who come through here come back, because Blythewood looks like a rustic old town that loves to celebrate its Christmas holidays. And so thank you for that input, and thank you to the administration for pulling that together. A reminder, 28 November is our annual tree lighting right in front of Town Hall. Put that on your calendar. And then the 12th of December is our town Christmas parade, which had to be postponed last year due to COVID, but we're going to do it this year and get back on track. As far as Councilman Larry Griffin knows, many of you may not know this, but when these baseball fields were built across the road here in the late 1970s, a little knucklehead named Brian Franklin played out there. And one of the umpires was none other than Larry Griffin. And so he was famous for telling us when we'd get a little mouthy, "You don't argue with me, I made the call." So quite often, at private, after meetings would go on and contentious meetings here at this very council, I'd call Larry Griffin on the phone and he would say, "You don't need to argue, the call was made." And so I want to tell him thank you for those memories, and he's not going anywhere. We think he's all moving away and retiring now. He'll be here, and he'll come sit beside the two former mayors and Tom Utroska, I don't see Tom here tonight, and Malcolm Gorge, and continue to give their wisdom to us as we try to move Blythewood forward in a right direction. So thank you for your service, sir.
Thank you.
You won't be missed because I know where you are, so, all right. With that, we will move to the Town Administrator's Report. Mr. Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Just a few things, somewhat of an echo of the council members' remarks. Certainly proud of the town staff that went above and beyond their normal duties to get the town decorated for Christmas and prepare for the tree lighting on November 28th. It's an impressive amount of work and an impressive display. Special thanks to Fairfield Electric and the company By Design for installing many of the lights at Town Hall and along the interstate, and thanks to Snipes Electric, which installed the electrical outlets on both sides of the interstate just in time to make all this happen. And my understanding is that the red truck that y'all saw in the pictures when you approved the plan is on the way, should be here soon, a victim of, like everything else, of supplies. But it will be placed at the town welcome sign, Blythewood Road and 77 northbound. Secondly, security cameras, which y'all approved, I believe 2 meetings ago, are fully installed now and by National Alert, and they are running. And council had requested that there be an upgrade of all the cameras to 6 megapixel, but National Alert recognized the value of their customer, and they had an opportunity to upgrade them all to 8 megapixels. So it's even better definition, and also will last a lot longer. And finally, Councilman Brock mentioned the split rail fence, and we're going to continue that split rail fence along the entrance to the park towards the playground. You'll see our temporary marking there to protect our sod, but and that'll be done by the staff members, Jason Mosley and Ronnie Gardner, who are going to do that, who have the skills to do that. That's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Move to Part I to India tonight, approval of the minutes from the Town Council Special Call meeting of November 1st, 2021.
Mr. Mayor, no correction. Make a motion that the minutes be approved.
Second.
It's been probably moved and seconded to approve the minutes of the Town Council Special Call meeting of November 1st, 2021. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes are approved. Now we'll move to old business. Any last comments, Councilman Larry Griffin, as part of old business? See what I did there? Old business.
Mr. Mayor, the only thing I was hesitant to say earlier was that as I'm leaving this council, I'm praying that this council is going to put aside all ill feelings and at the same time pull together to make Blythewood what it planned to be. And as I leave, I want to openly make that statement so it goes on record that I think this council could be great. The loose end is leaving, so we bring in a stellar head, and I think with Rich coming in, this council could rebound and make things positive. I want to say I actually want the council to take themselves out of the picture and put the town in the forefront. That being said, Mr. Mayor, I'm done.
Thank you, sir. Final words of wisdom. You always were good for that, sir, and I appreciate it. We'll now move to the swearing-in ceremony. Judge Hightower here. There you are, madam. In case you don't know, our magistrate here in the Blythewood area, the Honorable Judge Deirdre Hightower, has once again graced us with her presence and come here to swear in these new officials and honor us by presiding over it. So thank you, ma'am, for coming once again. So we'll ask Councilman Sloan Griffin to set up however you want to set up here, and you want a flag, or we can do whatever you want. Okay.
I know Rich wants the flag too.
Okay, y'all just tell me how you want to set up. That's fine.
That's right.
Thank you all for having me. This is such an honor.
Yes, ma'am. Come up here and speak, Judge. Go ahead.
Get to kneel.
So you can hear me, okay? Okay. And if you could repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I am duly qualified, according to the Constitution of this state, to exercise the duties of the office to which I have been elected, and that I will, to the best of my ability, discharge the duties thereof, and preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of this state and of the United States. As council member of the town of Blythewood, I will equally, fairly, and impartially, to the best of my ability and skill, exercise the trust reposed in me, and will use my best endeavor to preserve the peace and carry into effect, according to law, the purposes for which I have been elected. So help me God. Congratulations.
Carrying on all Army traditions, since he's a veteran, he just got rid of it. The red roses of love, because we don't just elect a council member, we elect a family. We appreciate you sharing that with us. Councilman Rich McHenrick.
Done, right? I do solemnly swear or affirm that I'm duly qualified, according to the Constitution of this state, to exercise the duties of the office to which I have been elected,
You tell her you bought them and you brought them home.
You're a great donor for her. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, and now we will proceed with the new council, new business. In the beginning, it's a tradition when a new council is elected, the first order of business should be to elect a mayor pro tempore, which is Latin for mayor for a period of time. So if ever the elected mayor is not available to chair a meeting due to illness, out of town, what have you, the mayor pro tem is the individual that steps up. In the past, we have tried to take our senior elected council members, the ones with the most tenure, to serve. Eddie Ballman has been our mayor pro tem for many years now. He knows the inner workings of the town intimately, and as the council decides to choose their mayor pro tem, I would personally nominate Eddie to continue in his role as he completes his second full term as mayor pro tem. Comments? Do I have a nomination?
Mr. Mayor,
Please, Councilman Griffin.
I'll nominate myself for the same position.
Wow, talk about trial by fire.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. Members of the public, thank you for being here. What a pleasure it is to be elected by the town of Blythewood, the town you live in, for voters to come out and cast their votes for individuals and watch the process work. And now we sit up here in front of you, and Mr. Mayor, I appreciate your comments about our current mayor pro tem, Eddie, Mr. Ballman. I've seen you at town hall several times, and I know you have enjoyed the position you're in. With that, Mr. Mayor, I would second your motion to elect Eddie Ballman as mayor pro tem.
It's been probably moved and seconded to nominate Eddie Ballman as mayor pro tem. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now we move tonight to a proclamation to honor the Blythewood High School Lady Bengals Golf. I will stand to present it. And Coach, can I get y'all to come up to the podium? And once again, the finest privilege of serving as mayor of this town is to be able to recognize the citizens who go above and beyond and make the Blythewood name famous for excellence in whatever endeavor they choose to participate in. So I'll issue this Town of Blythewood Mayor's Proclamation. Whereas the Blythewood High School girls golf team provides a safe and productive environment that enables youth to learn and apply principles of teamwork, discipline, dedication, and sportsmanship. And whereas the Lady Bengals won all 11 tournaments this season by an average of 29.9 strokes and were under par 4 of 11 tournaments. And whereas the Lady Bengals shot a two-day total of 583 and won by 47 strokes over second-place Chapin in the 2021 2022 5A State Championship Tournament. And whereas coaches, parents, and enthusiastic fans traveled to Florence, South Carolina, on October 25th and 26th to cheer the team on during the two-day tournament. And whereas the Blythewood High School girls golf team took home their second South Carolina High School League 5A state title in 3 years. And whereas Blythewood State Championship would not have been possible without the exceptional leadership of Coach Jason Minkle, who has helped provide the program with unparalleled success during his short tenure. And whereas we thank the players, coaches, administrators, parents, and all others involved with the program for representing this region well, making the town of Blythewood proud, and for bringing the communities surrounding Blythewood High School together during this incredibly exciting golf season. Now, therefore, I, Brian S. Franklin, Mayor of the town of Blythewood, do hereby proclaim November 22nd, 2021, as Blythewood Lady Bengals Golf Day throughout the town, and congratulate the Blythewood High School girls golf team on winning a state championship. Congratulations. Get up there and speak. Anybody else who wants to speak, y'all go ahead.
Thank you very much, Council and Mayor, for the continued support that y'all have shown us over the past several years. It does not go unnoticed. It helps us make it through the season and be able to go to a bunch of other events. Over here on the table, we have the towels that we presented as gifts during the tournament we hosted, and some ball markers with the Town of Blythewood logo on both. And there's enough for everybody up here to have one, just as a small token of thanks from us to you. And thank you to the community as well for being there supporting us along the way. Thank you.
Congratulations, girls. All right, then now we move tonight to discussion items. Presentation by Ms. Miriam Atria, the President and CEO of Lake Murray Country, a regional tourism organization. Mr. Williamson, you want to set this up?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I asked Ms. Atria to come because we're always looking for ways to best spend the 30% state accommodations tax to promote Blythewood outside the region, and she has a lot of experience with that and a lot of good ideas, and I asked her to come present to council. It's something for you to consider with the allocation of those funds.
Thank you.
Mayor Franklin and members of council, and thank you, Town Administrator Carroll, for your comments. Capital City, Lake Murray Country, is one of your state's 11 regional tourism districts. And we have been in business now for 40 years. I started with the organization 39 years ago. So we have been around for a while, and have asked Janie Baker to join me this evening. She is our Vice President of Marketing, and she's going to be assisting us throughout the conversation. But our organization wanted to appear before you tonight after some discussions with the administrator and staff to just address some marketing ideas and discussions that we've had on improving the marketing of tourism for the town of Blythewood. As a regional tourism organization with 40 years of experience, we manage the 30% money for many of our other counties and municipalities within our tourism district. Our district encompasses Richland, Lexington, Newberry, and Saluda counties together. And our organization, quite frankly, is known for making things happen and for working very hard and getting results. And I think that's the most important message that I would like to leave with you this evening, is that our office has always seen the accommodations tax dollars as precious dollars, and that need to be utilized in the right way to market tourism. And the purpose of that is to create more tourism, to bring in more visitors into your town. So when we met with the staff, we quickly determined for the town of Blythewood, you have great venues where we're standing alone is the top of the line, but you also have so much golf to offer. Our organization, you may not even realize it, has been marketing golf for the town of Blythewood for the last 25 years. We have a relationship with the Golf Promotions of South Carolina, who we work with that organization under our leadership and under our marketing dollars that we get from the state to even go one step further to enhance golf promotion for Blythewood and your wonderful courses that you have here. We have just returned from Teams, which is a sports marketing marketplace. We go to those marketplaces to lure events to our region. And we're actually working on the possibilities of doing a foot golf championship here in Blythewood on one of your courses. Obviously, you have your wonderful rodeo, you have the July 4th celebration of fireworks, and numerous other events that need to be wrapped up into a nice marketing bundle and placed out and really have some traction and trackable results. So the key in working with us in our four-county area and what we do is we will provide back to you real data, trackable revenues, trackable bookings from hotel rooms, from visitors. And where we're our strongest is media. We have the philosophy, it's far better to have a 4-page article written in a major publication about what the town of Blythewood offers than maybe necessarily a half-page ad or a full-page ad in some magazine. And I passed out to you our annual report, and hopefully you'll take it home, and maybe not tonight, but in the future read it and see the results. We have a marketing professional group that we work with, or excuse me, a media professional group we work with. And through this group last year alone, we published 162 articles. Now, if we had to go and buy magazine ads for the amount of coverage that these 162 articles had, we would have spent over $168 million. What we're proudest of in those 162 is that it resulted in having this region named by Forbes magazine a top Southern destination. That is huge, folks. And that is something that our regional office is going to run with. And Blythewood will benefit from that as well. The key message also is we work daily with the Department of Parks, Recreation, and Tourism. And it's this partnership, whether it's Janie going to a marketing school or to review how the state's putting together its marketing plan and how in that state's marketing plan we can drop in the wonderful things the town of Blythewood offers. But for instance, when we were looking at our website and talking about golf, You go to our website, and then you go into the golf courses, which are listed under our golf packages, because it's important when you talk, when we all plan a trip, we want something right there in our face, something easy, a package put together. You want to see everything tidily put up together with, how much is the hotel room going to cost, how much is tea time, and blah, blah, blah. Well, through golf packages, all of that's done for you. And the results are strong, we've seen in working with golf packages in South Carolina. But we wanted to create a special URL for Visit Blythewood SC, and that's one that our organization does own. And we would have a more easier direction for the visitor to get to your information. We would want to place ads not only on our website, which has, over 60 to 90,000 given any particular month of the year, traffic. So you would benefit from our traffic as well, because we are your neighbor. And so our site, again, is if you were to print our website out, it's over 3,000 pages of information. Within our office, we have a staff person that does nothing but social media. Janie puts together our marketing plan and has to handle all the magazine ads, all the travel writers that come into our area. I know for years we have brought numerous travel writers to Blythewood. But our office is the one-stop shop that's going to roll all of this together to make it make sense. And at the end of the day, it's the organization that can come back to you at the end of the year and say, yes, the golf program, you had $50,000 in revenues come to your golf courses. You had 140 rooms booked. It'll be more than that. But, the specifics, and that's what you want to see. We also discussed during our time frame some examples of how we have put together a stay and placation campaign, which really was perfect during the pandemic because people weren't traveling. And believe it or not, we had people within our region checking into hotels within our region. They just wanted to get out of the house, but they didn't want to have to go far. So that's what we mean by staycations. You stay and learn about your own community. But the placation portion of that campaign, we marketed all over the Southeast. Any marketing we do, it's in a 750-mile radius of our region. So we're going to put it out there in a large way for the town of Blythewood. Finally, we want to assist the town to help you improve and promote and make tourism happen, but we want you to be able to see the results of our efforts. Do y'all have any questions?
No, ma'am, hearing none. I want to thank y'all for coming down. What we're trying to do is look and see what resources are available so that we can, like Mr. Williamson talked about, comply with state statutes and make sure that that 30% SAT money is appropriately spent. But very impressive, and I want to thank you all for coming here.
Thank you. And also, I didn't mention our visitor guide that we did a beautiful job this year. Janie did with our itineraries in the visitor guide. We are showcasing each one of our communities within our region with the itineraries and placing them out on our website as well. So we're also, one final thing about communication. We can only be as good in our communications as you are in your communications. Thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, moving to action items tonight. And again, citizen testimony, as we bring up an action item, if you want to speak toward that action item, just signify, and I will certainly call on you. Part A tonight is discussion and approval of the 2022 town meeting calendar. Mr. Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Included in your packet is the proposed town meeting calendar. One notable proposed change is to move the town council meeting times to 6 p.m. instead of 7 p.m. But everything else should be pretty familiar to you.
Questions or comments?
Mr. Mayor,
Please, Councilman Griffin.
if there's no comments on the calendar, I'll make a motion to approve as recommended by staff.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilman Brock.
Mr. Williamson, on this calendar, would you, and I have no problem with it, but I would ask for a revised copy that would show the joint Planning Commission Town Council meetings denoted in a separate color,
Yes.
just for the public.
Yes, thank you.
I'll second
yeah.
Councilman Griffin's motion.
Okay, it's been probably motion and seconded to approve the 2022 town meeting calendar as amended. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Part B tonight, discussion and approval of the 5-year update to the employment handbook, which we postponed until a future meeting. Part C tonight, December town council meeting date. Mr. Williamson.
Mr. Mayor, thank you. This year, the town council meeting is scheduled for December 29th. Last year, the meeting was changed to December 16th. It's just December 29th just conflicts with so many possible personal holiday events going on. So if the council is interested in moving the meeting up, then I would recommend a meeting one evening during the week of December 13th through 17th at 6 p.m.
Any preferences, gentlemen?
Good either way.
And that is Monday through Friday.
That's
Any
correct,
preferences
yeah.
for the staff?
Yeah, probably don't want that on Friday.
Yeah,
but,
so,
If it pleases the council, I'd recommend Wednesday, the 15th, at 6 p.m. Let's try that and see how it works.
I would second that motion.
it's been properly moved and seconded to move the December town council meeting to 15 December at 6 p.m. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Part D tonight, discussion and approval of reallocating Christmas parade funds to the Greater Blythewood Chamber of Commerce. Mr. Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. In previous years, the Blythewood Christmas Parade has been organized by the Transfiguration Catholic Church and the Knights of Columbus with funding support from the town of Blythewood. This year, Greater Blythewood Chamber of Commerce has taken over organization of the parade, and in this year's budget, the town allocated $7,500 to the Christmas parade, and the Chamber of Commerce has just formally requested receipt of that $7,500 so we can properly proceed with the planning of the event.
Questions or comments, council members, concerns?
No concerns. I want to thank them for stepping up and taking it over, and I know they'll do a wonderful job as they do everything else, so if there's no other comments, I'll make a motion, we make that official.
Okay.
I would second that motion.
It's been probably moved and seconded to reallocate the Christmas parade funds to the Greater Blythewood Chamber of Commerce for execution. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Part E tonight, hospitality tax final report for fiscal 2022 range for Hope Golf Tournament. Mr. Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The town awarded Range for Hope Tournament $10,000. The tournament was held on September 13th, 2021 at Cobblestone Park Golf Club. The event had 36 teams, 144 participants, and 113 of those from outside the town. Much of the town's funding was used to pay Cobblestone Park Golf Club expenses. Funding was also used to pay for a drone to film the tournament for promotion on social media. And the applicant is requesting the remaining 20% of the funding that the town allocated.
And as discussed previously, Mr. Williamson, you reviewed all the receipts from this event?
That's correct. In your packet is the receipt that has majority of the Cobblestone Park expenses, and then they also have provided me an invoice that matches up with the 10,000 for the drone.
I'd like to recognize Alvin, see if he wanted to come up and say
Yeah,
something.
please
Few
do,
words,
sir.
you know, as the
Absolutely.
organizer of this event.
Good evening.
Council. Just any questions? This is the fourth year now that we've hosted King for a Day here at Cobblestone in the town of Blythewood. Awesome venue, awesome town. As a resident here, as a veteran, I couldn't think of any other place to host it at. We were thankful and privileged that the town considered to provide us with some H-Tax to offset some costs. As an organization, Range for Hope provides golf lessons to veterans and their family out at Cobblestone. And this year we were able to service 125 veterans and their family. And from probably, we would say, almost a 40-mile radius. So we had people come from as far as West Columbia down into Chapin area. So there's, it's exciting to see veterans and their loved ones out on the range kind of getting some access to some golf. And so the golf tournament itself is where that's our main fundraiser to kind of offset the cost. Are any questions?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Griffin, please.
Thank you for putting together such a detailed report to us. I think this is by far one of the most detailed I have seen since our new policy come out. So thank you. And also thank you for your service and thank you for what your foundation does and will continue to do.
Appreciate that.
Mr. Mayor, if there is no other comments, I'll make a motion to approve the 20%.
Second.
It's been probably moved and seconded to approve the fiscal 2022 Range for Hope Golf Tournament remaining 20% H-Tax. Any further discussion?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor.
Please, Councilman Brown.
I'd like to echo what Councilman Griffin said. Are you Mr. Shuttle?
Mr. King?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Your report was very easy to read. It was complete. I felt comfortable in looking through this report. And, Mr. Williamson, this is what I would say is it may not be perfect, but, and that's okay. We've
no.
never seen a perfect
Oh, no.
report, don't worry.
I wouldn't expect it.
It's the best we've had so far, in my opinion.
Thank you, I appreciate that. from the
And
council.
this is where we need to strive to be.
Any
No
further
no
discussion?
more discussion from me.
Mr. Mayor?
Please, Councilman.
Again, thank you. First of all, thank you for your service, and thank you for putting on what, at least on paper, looks like a Class A event. Not an easy task to pull off an event of any kind, much less one of this caliber. You said this was your fourth annual event?
This is our fourth annual event. So when I retired, I started this event, and it grew, and the last 3 out of the 4 years, it's sold out. And so as I transitioned from the third year to this year, I was kind of brought together with a group of people, and they're like, hey, you should start your own nonprofit, because what I had been doing previously was just donating all the funds to other nonprofits, because I was just looking for something to do with my time and energy. And so I went through a program called PGA Hope, which is helping our patriots everywhere. And it's a specific 6-week golf lessons for combat veterans. And so for me, as a husband and as a father, I felt like we needed some inclusivity. And so that's where we wanted to start Range for Hope and actually partner with PGA Hope and move forward and kind of offset some of the things that they don't do. So this year, this past year, we started Range for Hope, and with the hopes of putting that, bringing golf, bringing people out of their house, especially during the past 18 to 20 months of people being in the house. Golf is definitely an outlet that is very social distance friendly. And so just offering something to get people outside of their house. And, so this is, yes, the fourth year, but first year under Range for Hope.
And where are you planning 2022?
Same place. So and actually, we've done so well there at Cobblestone that this is brand new news, about a week old. We're doing another golf tournament out there in March. So 3-2-1, March 21st, we'll have Fairways to Freedom. And so we'll have 2 golf tournaments annually out here in the town of Blythewood at Cobblestone with the goal of taking Range for Hope to the next level with regard to, we want to add, so not only keeping with the inclusivity theme, but next year we want to add more of an adaptive golf program as well, which adaptive golf is the umbrella that all disabilities fall under. And so there's a whole new direction, and so just more fun things to do. But yeah, so the goal is to have 2 golf tournaments at Cobblestone annually, and bring in as many people. This year we had people as far as Virginia and Pennsylvania come in and play with their friends. Like the report said, I think we had I think it was 80%, 113, 100 and something out of the 144 golfers were from out of town. We've been blessed to have some in-town local sponsors who come out and are able to display and have access to 144 people who come through the event. So it's definitely a win, and especially when you have the general manager from Cobblestone say, hey, we'd love you to have another golf tournament here. It speaks volumes to what we're doing, and we're just humbled and appreciative of being able to offer that.
Job well done, and don't forget that application, that ATAX, HTAX application deadline.
Yes, sir.
It's on the town's website, so thank you very much.
All right,
Job well
appreciate
done.
it.
Hey, while you're up there, would you like to introduce your partner back there too, to the crowd?
So that is Tim Shannon. He's also another veteran. He's our treasurer on the board.
I'm the treasurer for Range for Hope, and as Alvin said, I heard about his golf tournament 3 years ago. I've been with him for 3 years, and in the last year, like you said, a bunch of us got together and decided that we'd start Range for Hope to help us be able to grow it and keep it right here and not have to worry about, helping raise funds to help veterans with disabilities, and also the military and their families, to get them out there with their families. I mean, some of the best things we had a couple of things. We had 30 people there with ages from 5 and 6 to 70. And it was grandparents with their grandkids and parents with their kids, and it was really good getting them out, especially during this pandemic and everything. It's one sport we can still go out and play.
And just a side note, I couldn't help but notice that your net income was $10,541, and the next line is donations made to nonprofit groups of $10,000, which left you a balance of $541. And that was on your final report to town council. So, I mean, kudos, just job well done. I mean, it was a great.
Thank you, guys, and I appreciate.
It's a volunteer board, so we just want to make sure we're utilizing that. Take it as being stewards of nonprofit funding. We take it serious that we don't want to misappropriate any funds.
Well, Alvin, we appreciate y'all coming out at our Veterans Day event too. That was a big event. We appreciate y'all being a part of it, and we look forward to y'all being a part of it from every year forward.
But you need to help me get this staff and these guys up here to start swinging the sticks.
Come on out.
Because now we got 4 events here in Blythewood: Fairways to Freedom, Range for Hope, the Chambers Par 3 Palooza, and the South Carolina Women's Golf Association Pro-Am.
And
So
you
we
have
got to get out
weekly
there.
Golf training.
That's it.
So now there's no excuse.
And you find out if we can do it,
There
anybody.
you go.
So thank you. And for
you, guys.
the audience at home, come out and play golf. We got 4 events now to participate. Thank you all.
Thank you very
Any
much.
further discussion?
No.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you. Part F tonight, the hospitality tax final report for fiscal '22 Fall Festival Rodeo. Mr. Williamson.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. This is the first annual Fall Festival Rodeo held on October 29th and 30th of this year at the Blythewood Community Center and surrounding area. Town awarded the rodeo $25,000 for this event. Over 4,500 spectators and contestants attended the event, along with 300 rodeo participants. Spectators and contestants came from across the country and the world to attend and participate. Town's funding was mostly used for International Rodeo Association fees, costs associated with the arena, personnel, and livestock, as well as the promotion and equipment required to make an event of this size successful. And the applicant is requesting the remaining 20% of the funding that the town allocated.
Comments, questions?
Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Brown.
Mr. Williamson, which allocation did this fall under? Because it says First Annual Blythewood Fall Festival Rodeo. Under LAT, it says Doco Rodeo, and under H-Tax, it says Pioneer Days Rodeo. So which one is this?
Pioneer Days. Buck's here.
I'm not sure.
Mr. Coggins.
Um,
How are you, sir?
You were going to ask me that, though?
Thank you. So the Pioneer Days was the first thing when we first entered it a year and a half ago, because we had to have a name for the fall rodeo that y'all requested, and we changed the name to something more marketable.
That's fine. We'll just make those
So it is
changes.
Pioneer Days, but it was renamed Fall Festival in all our marketing.
Other question?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Buck, I just want to commend you guys because that was a tough weekend. I mean, it was Halloween weekend. It was fall festival weekends at churches, I mean, around the community here in Blythewood. But you were still able, even with the bad weather, to attract a large crowd, you know,
Thank you.
and have them there, you know, that night, the next day. And I told you before, and I'm going to commend you, your cowboys and cowgirls were out in this community when the event wasn't going on. They were out for lunch, and they were out interacting with our citizens and sitting around talking with them and explaining to them what they do. Your judges were out. I saw your judges out at eating lunch. I saw some of your barrel racers and some of your safety people. And, you know, people, we go and we see the rodeo and we don't understand the inner workings, but when you can sit there and have lunch with a cowboy or a cowgirl who puts their life on the line and do this stuff, and they interact with our people here in Blythewood, that went a long way to making that just a bigger event. I mean, yeah, the event's great, but to see them out in town and talking to the kids and explaining to them what they do, and it was great. I saw them on Saturday before the rodeo out to lunch, and it was great. I just want to commend you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Note on the judges, we got a late call from IPRA National or International Office. They host one judges clinic on each coast every year, along with the national finals host a judges clinic in the center of the country in Oklahoma. And they ask us, we know it's a new rodeo, but can you host it? And it's, you know, not to toot our horn, but from the years past and what we've done here. And I just jumped on it because, I mean, I know how everybody likes hotel rooms filled up here, so we put 14 more of them in there for 2 or 3 nights each. And the chamber, thank you guys. They helped us out and got, we had a nice little care package for each judge that spoke of Blythewood from different businesses of Blythewood, and nice little notes and letters that we put in there. And the Holiday Inn provided us a meeting room, and we gave them drinks and snacks, and a couple of the local restaurants gave us some ditties for them. So they really enjoyed it. I've gotten 2 or 3 calls after the rodeo just thanking us, and 7 or 8 that night and each night. But it was awesome, and it was a good rodeo. Thank you for that. It was a tough weekend. Might want to look at a different date. We had 2 home football games on Friday night. We had Sandy Level's event, which I surely don't want to step on Friday night. We had we had 1 college game the next night, and of course, you know, Halloween parties galore, but and rain for 30 minutes. But I couldn't believe so many people sat in the rain and waited for the rodeo, which was awesome rodeo too, by the way. So, but thank you guys for everything you do, because it's just it's a labor of love for Christy and I guess, but it's labor, and but we enjoy it, and so happy to do it.
And I'll just say, Buck Coggins is probably one of the most humble men I've ever met, but leaning over the hood of his truck, we postponed the rodeo, for those of you who don't know, due to COVID, and moved it to the fall. Well, everybody that went came to tell me and Buck that you got to keep it in the fall, because in July it's so hot and it's dusty and you get dirt in your teeth and it's in your hair, so it's much better in the fall. So next day, we're tearing down bleachers with the high school students that always volunteer to work with Buck, and leaning over his truck hood, and he said, yeah, I think it was a success. Mayor, what do you think? And I said, well, I think I want to do it again. And he said, well, I think we can move it to fall. I said, no, I'm not talking about moving it. I'm talking about adding another one. So he looked me in the eye and said, if that's what Blythewood wants, then that's what I'm going to do. And him and Christie pulled this together. And it's, obviously, you know, I mean, we all live here. It's the biggest turnout event that draws more tourists almost as much as 4th of July, I'll say.
Yeah.
But when we get those pictures from above, we'll be able to test it. But I just want to truly say thank you. You're making this town, you're
Thank you.
building on things that were laid before under Mayor Bailey and Mayor Ross.
Yeah, thank you,
And
Mr.
you're
Bailey.
leaving behind legacies. And
both.
it's truly an honor to work with you, and I thank you for your hard work. I see it all the time.
Thank you. Well, I don't know how to do a drone, but I know I got some drone shots, so I'll get them to you.
You need one for
Well, I do
evidence,
have one,
so you
so
can
I'll
count
get
the
some.
number of people, but that's okay. That's
The
another
announcer
story.
has them, so that's good.
Yeah, yeah. But thank you, sir.
Yes,
Any
sir.
other comments, council members?
Yeah, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Brock?
Ms. Williamson, did you receive receipts and verify as well? Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Well, I'll make a motion, we approve the awarding of the 20%.
I'll second the motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded to approve the final 20% for the Pioneer Days Rodeo fiscal 2022. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you,
Bud.
sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Tonight, we move to paragraph 7, open citizen comments. Any citizen wishing to speak? Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hennigan. How are you, ma'am?
First of all, I would like to say good evening and farewell to Larry Griffin. As you know, I came under his administration with Ross when Bailey was leaving, and now I stand before new Mayor Franklin and to thank and congratulate Rich McKendrick and Sloan as well, Griffin third, on their new assignments as council. I stand before you, as you guys know, for quite some time under these administration, and I've been in education for over 30 years. As a veteran, I left the military writing for the Army Times. In this administration under Mayor Franklin, he has a proclamation that he has placed out for an inclusion program. I would like to build on that. As a veteran, I was awarded the Quilt of Valor by the Historical Department here in Blythewood, Margaret Kelly, and they did a wonderful job putting that together. I took my Quilt of Valor and I made a Christmas card. These efforts like these, a News Voice of America, which I'm the publisher of, a News Voice of America magazine, and part of my endeavors to continue to educate and build on the proclamation that Mayor Franklin had included for the town of Blythewood. Under the instruction also as the new leader that came in last term was Sloan Griffin, advised me on some things as far as receiving funds for my endeavors to build on what the town here stands for. So I have the ABC A Balanced Child workbook that I would like for residents, also churches and schools to receive. It's called the Thanksgiving Wish List. And what we are doing is we have these cards, these Christmas cards, and we would like for everyone that would like to receive their very own copy of the ABC A Balanced Child workbook is to put their name on the Thanksgiving wish list. And ABC A Balanced Child workbook is now nonprofit. I have to clap for that. Thank you, Councilman Sloan, for directing me in that. It took 2 administrations and, you know, a lot of counseling and losing to these 2 guys on town for town council. So I'm asking if the council could sponsor $25,000 for these endeavors to build on the proclamation that Franklin Mayor, this town council here, the Mayor Brian Franklin, the proclamation of inclusion for the town of Blythewood. That $25,000 would be able to cover 1,200 books and also be able to place those books in the schools and churches for those that put their names on the Thanksgiving wish list. Thank you.
Thank you. Comments, council members? No, hearing none. Ma'am, I would just direct you to talk to Mr. Williamson. He can talk about avenues to apply for those grant funds and the deadlines in meeting that. And I believe it's coming up January, February. So feel free to call town hall and we will get.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any other open citizen comments this evening? Oh. Mr. Griffin, good to see you, sir.
I'm still here to give you a headache. Mrs. Mayor and Council, have we heard anything back from the district in reference to Bethlehem Berry Gym?
Did we? I've not personally. I know Mr. Anderson addressed us last time about the gym and how it was going to be set aside for the town, and he was going to reach back out to us when the time is right. During the demolition phase is when they want, after that's done, they want to turn it over, and obviously the nonprofit that I'm nominating is the Athletic Alumni Association.
Okay, I just don't want that to drop through the cracks.
No, absolutely. I will follow up for you on that.
All right, thank you. And the second item is, have we considered monument statue that solidifies Doco Park? I know we have the amphitheater, but I was traveling and everywhere I go, I see these monuments that signify this particular building. And I brought it up one time before and we passed on it. But I think it would be something significant. Matter of fact, I got an idea for it already, but I don't know whether the ARP money will be a part, or could be a part of that.
Now, you're referring to like the state historical markers, like in front of the Hoffman House and in front of the other, no?
I'm talking about big statues, statue or either, now they're doing a lot of iron arrangements. If you go down Main Street, you see them all the time, and they have them at churches and every place else. But I think it solidifies Doco Meadows. So when they come, they know that this is Doco Meadows. We got the amphitheater, but I was just thinking of, is it possible that through the ARP money and the foundation, whether or not that could be something that we put there that is a hallmark?
It can.
Forever.
It certainly can. Bring us some ideas and we can do that. I know the Historical Society, Mr. Jim McLean, is working on a monument for veterans of combat from the town of Blythewood here in the park. But I know what you're getting at. Kind of like, for lack of a better example, in the military at Fort Riley, Kansas, we have the Buffalo Soldiers Monument, and it's there. So is that akin to what you're referring to?
Absolutely.
Maybe Native Americans and others on a monument to say this is Doco?
Absolutely.
That's a great idea.
That looks, what that does is, says this is Blythewood. And forever, even on our paraphernalia, logos, those things can be incorporated in our marketing. Okay.
Well, I know somebody with a lot of free time on their hands now that can come up with some sketches.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
No, absolutely. We will, that's a great idea.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Any questions, gentlemen?
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other open citizen comment? Hearing none, we'll move to executive session per South Carolina Section 30-4-70 for Part A, receipt of legal advice relating to claims and potential claims by and against the town and other matters covered by the attorney-client privilege. Part B, discussion of negotiations incident to proposed contractual arrangements, i.e. the town attorney. And Part C, discussion of employment, appointment, compensation, promotion, demotion, discipline, or release of an employee, administration. Are we looking for a motion to go into executive session?
Make a motion with a slight recess.
Okay, it's been probably motioned and seconded to take a small recess and then move into executive session. Any further discussion?
5 minutes.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed? The ayes have it.